If it's your first time here, welcome, and if it's your second, third, fourth, fifth time, welcome back. It's Thursday. We got over that hump yesterday, and we're getting ready to put some food on the table. I love pasta, and tonight we're doing a pasta dish. Pasta, I love it because it's easy to cook. Pretty much anyone can do it, and also it's very tasty, and you have a whole varieties of pasta that you can use, short ones, long ones, curly ones, lasagna. You got all different types, and I love it, especially for a weekday dinner when you want to throw something down pretty quickly and pretty tastily. So today we're going to be working on one of my favorite things. We're going to do pasta alla carbonara. It's a special type of sauce that's made with eggs, and usually you might use pancetta, which is an Italian type bacon. Sometimes if you don't have pancetta, you want to just use bacon. You can use a little bit of pork belly or something like that. One of the important things, I bought this bacon here. It's an uncured bacon, and it's lightly smoked. You don't really want that kind of classic bacony flavor, because it's not really that smoky. So so get something that's not like a hickory smoke or something like that. If you can avoid it, I mean, if you like, it's fine. But because the pancetta doesn't have that type of flavor, if you want to mimic that by using something else, try to get something that maybe has a little bit of a neutral flavor. So at the base of the carbonara is bacon. So I'm just gonna give this a little rough chop, and then we're gonna render this bacon down. And this is how we're going to start. This is a really quick and easy dish. So if you don't pay attention, it's going to be done before you know it. So I'm just going to give this a chop, and I'll get this into a skillet. Alright, so I'm going to get this bacon into a skillet. And this is going to serve as a starter for this Ala Carbonara dish. So just break that up. We're going to brown this bacon. You're going to get some nice fat from there, and the bacon is going to render off. It's going to be a nice integral part of the dish. We got some water boiling for our pasta. You know, as soon as I come in, if I know I'm making pasta, if I know I'm making this, know I'm making that, I'm going to make the preparation by getting that on and getting it out of the way. This has been boiling for a while. I think we have to actually refill it with some more water, because I like my pasta water to be very, very plentiful. And this has reduced quite a bit since I actually got it boiling. My bacon is rendering, our pasta water is boiling, and I'll be right back. While our bacon is off rendering, I'm going to start working on a side. This is going to be a salad. I'm going to use today fennel. This is a nice, I don't even know what to really call it. It's kind of like a root vegetable. It's kind of like a celery. It's just like a little bit of a weirdo, right? It's got a little green thingy on top. It's got these long stalks, so it kind of reminds you of a scallion or an onion. It's got this kind of part, which looks like a celery, or maybe I don't really know what family of vegetable this is, but it's really delicious. It's also called anise or anise, and this is where you get your anise seed from, which has that kind of a licoricey taste. So this is that type of root. Sometimes if you smell it, it kind of smells like a parsnip or like a sweet carrot or something like that. So it has, it's very peculiar. So we're just going to do very thin slices. I'm going to cut this in half to make it a little bit easier to work with. This is what the inside looks like. It's kind of structured like an onion, maybe. I don't really know what this is. I have to do some research as to what type of vegetable this really is. So what I'm going to do is get some really thin slices, because what I'm going to do is just prepare a salad with the anise or the fennel. You can use These are called the fennel fronds. We can use this. It's kind of has the consistency of dill, kind of light and feathery. And you can use this in a lot of different applications. You can eat it raw, definitely. You can roast it. You can grill it, saute it. It has tons of different applications, and it has a nice mild flavor of this like licoricey anise. I'm not the person. I don't really like that classic black licorice flavor, which is like probably an intensified version or take on what this and the seeds give. But the actual fennel itself, I find it to be very delicious. So I'm just going to chop this up into fine strips, and this is going to serve as a base for our side salad. So I've got my fennel all sliced up into nice little pieces, and I'm just going to add a shallot. And this shallot is kind of like a cross between a garlic and an onion, sort of. Has a nice oniony, garlicky flavor. You like onion and garlic chips, you like some shallot. So it has the same properties as like onion, with this paper skin on it, which is a pain to remove. But the battle is usually worth the reward. Right. So let's get that off usually, and just the same type of fine slice on the shallot. You don't want it to be too thick and that raw flavor get overpowering. So I'm just doing a very fine slice. That looks good. You don't want the salad to be too oniony. I don't know about you. I like onions. I like the onion flavor to distribute throughout. So I'm just going to break these up into small little ringlets. And you can also dice this if you want to really distribute it really far. But I'm going to break this up into these little ringlets like this. And ooh, it's a good thing I wear contact lenses. I'll be crying all over the place right now. This is like my shield for my eyes. So I'm just going to put this over the salad. Toss that inside so that you get the onion, shalloty flavor distributed all throughout there. And then I'm going to hit that with a little bit of salt. Nice little pinch of salt. Toss it again so that you get the salt covering everything. The salt is going to wilt the fennel down just a little bit. So it's going to give it a nice texture for that true once it wilts it down a little bit. Like, you know how you salt cabbage and it gives it a little different texture. So we hit this with some freshly cracked. Hit it again. Light toss. Now let's set this aside. Let's go look at our bacon. Alright, our bacon, you see, is nicely browned off and rendered. Just going to add a little bit of oil to that because we got to keep the fat flowing for the next part of this. So as this is done rendering off, I'm just going to set that to the side, and then we're moving on. Now it's not time to drop our pasta. Today I've got some bucatini. I love thick pastas like linguine and fettuccine. Today we got bucatini, and this one is rounded and it's like a straw. So it's got this hole in the middle, and that absorbs water when it's boiling, and it also when you have a thick pasta like this, it tends to really grab sauce and hold on to it really well. And you definitely want something that can grab onto this this Ala Carbonara sauce. So I'm going to drop a package of pasta. And I'm actually going to drop a packet and a half because I don't know how to act, that's number one. And portion control, you never know with pasta. If you have too little pasta in the house and you make it and it's really good and people go back for seconds or something like that, you know, it's a problem when you don't have enough. So I'd rather cook a little bit too much food and then we can have leftovers, or somebody can have seconds or something like that. So I'd rather cook a little bit too much. I'm not going to do the 2 whole packs because this is a nice, this will be a nice Saturday afternoon snack. Nice little serving of pasta on the side somewhere. So we'll hold that down for another time. So I'm just going to do like a packet and about a packet and a half of pasta. So once this starts to get flexy bendy, I'll get in there and swirl it around, and then we'll let that go for about maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And this happens real quick, so you got to stay tuned. So I'm going to get 3 large eggs scrambled and ready. So the cool part about this sauce is that this is not like lo mein or like fried rice or something where you're going to scramble the egg and then you have pieces of egg. These scrambled eggs go over the hot pasta, and then we add a little bit of pasta water and cheese, and it creates a sauce. So the hot pasta that comes out of the boiling water actually cooks the eggs. So it's not going to be like scrambly, and that's what you don't want. You want a nice sauce that's going to be created, and that's going to coat the pasta, that nice bucatini. That's going to make a lovely sauce with the cheese, some pepper. It's going to be really good. You'll see, watch. Pasta's almost done, so we got to get everything ready quick. Like I said, this is a quick and easy dish. It's fast. So I'm just going to grate some Parmesan. I'm using the small side of the grater. It makes a nice fine, it's a hard cheese, so it makes a nice fine grate. And that'll be good to melt quickly and absorb into our sauce. So, try not to get your plastic. Grate, grate, grate. You got about maybe a cup of parm. I expect our pasta is about ready. Sometimes you can check the color. Make sure it doesn't have that little chalky kind of outline. And you check the bend on it. And then the ultimate test, don't throw your spaghetti on the wall because you get in trouble that way. Give it a taste. And once you have that nice al dente, which is a little toothy, nice chew, then you know it's ready. So our pasta is ready. So anytime you're making a sauce, you want to reserve some of your pasta liquid. There's starch in there from the pasta, and that starch helps to make a good sauce because it has that kind of body to it. So with this sauce, we're gonna use the pasta water, we're gonna use the egg, and we're gonna use the cheese to make our sauce. All right, so we got that cup of our pasta liquid reserved, and we've got our pan here from the bacon. Now this is the bacon that we rendered off earlier, so this is gonna come into play now, where the bacon fat and the bacon is going to combine with the pasta, and this is going to create the base for our sauce also, right? So we just get our pasta with the tongs and straight in. Straight into this pan with the bacon, and we're going to combine. So we're coating the pasta with that fat that was rendered from the bacon, combining it with the bacon, and that's making all delicious right now. All the little bits from the rendering and from the cooking are also going to be combined with the pasta. It's deglazing the pan a little bit, so we're getting all of that flavor right up in our pasta. Right? So I'm just going to continue to add and combine the pasta with the bacon. All right, here comes magic time. Our pasta is all glazed and coated with that nice bacon fat. Smelling good, looking good. So what we're gonna do now is, we're gonna not reduce the heat, we're gonna remove the heat from the pan, because this egg part is very delicate. Now, what I like to do is, I'm gonna temper the eggs a little bit. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of that hot pasta water so that it doesn't really shock when it hits that hot pasta. So I'm gonna add just some, just maybe a couple teaspoons to kind of warm it up so it doesn't get shocked when it reaches the hot pasta. Because otherwise, if you do that, if it gets shocked, too much heat, too quick, it's gonna seize up and then you're gonna have scrambled eggs and pasta. And what we're trying to do is create a sauce. So we don't want that scrambled eggs part, right? So you know what? To give myself a little bit more room, I'm gonna move from this crowded pan situation. I'm gonna use this pan. That's why I have a lot of space to work with and to combine my ingredients. Get everything stuck to the bottom there. This is flavor in here, fellas. What y'all trying to do? Slack on the job? Oh, I probably shouldn't be doing it. I'll do it this way so y'all can see. Then I want to look at the bottom of the pot. Okay. Alright. I like to get everything. I don't like to waste nothing around here. I'm using all of that stuff on the bottom of the pot. It's flavorific. Get it all in there. Okay. So time is of the essence because you don't want this thing to be cold. You lose the heat, you lose the steam, you lose the ability to cook the eggs thoroughly. So right away, I'm going in with my eggs and I'm gonna just pour it, distribute it all around. As soon as I'm done, you start to work. You're gonna toss, 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 and coat. You're coating this pasta in that egg and the heat. You see the steam rising? That's coming from boiling water, and that's coming from a hot saute pan. So don't be afraid of this dish and say, oh, it's raw, eggs, I'm gonna die. You're not gonna die. I've made this dozens of times. Check it out. And then now, you come in with some more of the boiling water. I'll take some of the boiling hot pasta water that's even hotter from there. And that heat is doing a number on those eggs. Now, coming in with my Parmigiano Reggiano right over the top, right? I tell you, this is a fast moving thing. You gotta move fast. So now the melting Parmesan, this is making sauce now. This is all combining with the heat, melting that cheese, creating a sauce. You want it to be a little bit saucier, you can add a little bit more of that pasta water, which is what I'm gonna do. Oh, this is a nice one. This is good too. It's coming right off of that skillet. It's got some of those brown bits in it. More flavor to them. Okay, right in. Just a couple of spills. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. It keeps the pasta loose. Keeps the cheese melting. Keeps everything hot. And then it's gonna absorb into that pasta. I'm gonna grate some more cheese right in here. And get this sauce all saucy. Right? Cheese, egg, starchy water, all coated. We're moving this around and you make sure everything gets coated. You see the bottom of the pan here, that sauce. And it's not slimy or runny like eggs. It's just a nice creamy sauce. And if you look in here, you see the cheese that's melting, and you don't see any little pieces of scrambled egg, because that's what we didn't want. We tempered the egg, and we got away from that scramble. Now everything is combined, bacon and cheese and pasta starch. We're gonna hit this with some freshly ground black pepper, a good amount. That looks good. So we got our everything combined right there. And that's it. Spaghetti, or this is bucatini, Ala Carbonara. Let me give it a taste, just so y'all know I'm not bullshit. I'm giving it a taste right now, because this is a done deal. This is good stuff, right? This is more than a taste, right? That's it. Creamy, salty from that bacon, a little pep from the pepper, and this is really good. Ala Carbonara, a la Brooklyn. Okay, so on the side, we're having our salad, and we're also gonna have a protein. I like to have balanced meals. It's hard for me to just do pasta, salad, and we don't have no meat or nothing. It's kind of hard in this house to do that. People are hungry and greedy here, so we don't really get down like that. So we're gonna have some kind of chicken or fish or seafood. We'll always have something. I mean, sometimes we'll do a vegetarian dish or so, but mostly not. You know what I mean? So we got some beautiful shrimp here. So I'm just gonna season these up pretty simple. A little salt, a little more salt, some freshly cracked pepper, hold up, let's make this an issue. I'm gonna go back and get some olive oil. This will help the seasoning to kind of stick to that. This is some chopped garlic. I'm gonna go with my Italian theme. I'm gonna use some Italian seasoning. This is all purpose. Got all kinds of goodies in there, right? And we're gonna go with some crushed red pepper, just for that extra little volume of heat. Nice little treat. When you're using this pepper, you wanna rub it in your palm a little bit. This activates the capsaicin, the little heat that's in it, activates the oils, right? So give it a little rub when you use it. Kind of push that flavor, right? So everybody looks happy. I'll get my hand in here. I'm gonna give this a nice rub, distribution of our seasoning, and we're gonna get these over to a hot indoor grill. It's not really time to go outside. I mean, I'll go outside in a minute. Snow BBQing the whole thing. Don't play with me. But tonight, I don't feel like going outside. We're gonna use our indoor grill. So we got a hot indoor grill. We're gonna treat this just like an outdoor grill and oil our grates. This is just a little canola oil. Like you see, we got this pretty hot and tempting. And we're just gonna go right on with our shrimp. And these will take just a couple minutes per side because this grill is nice and screaming hot. And it just gives you a nice little different flavor than, the winter time where we're in now. A lot of saute, a lot of stew, a lot of oven time. But something grilled always tastes really good at any time. So we'll just throw these on here, and soon enough we'll be having a feast. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. You start to see the pink translucence Rolling, the translucence going away and the pinkness starting to form on the shrimp. That means it's time to give them a flip. And with this nice grill pan, you have some nice little contacts, so you have some nice browning on the edges, some little grill marks. And the best thing about the indoor grill and the shrimp, you don't have to worry about losing one to the grill. You know, sometimes it falls in between and you cry. I don't cry, I go in there and get it. No shrimp left behind. I don't play those games. Shrimp is expensive. So I just brush the coal off and eat it. It's okay. We're a carbon-based life form. So I'm just gonna flip these, and in a couple minutes, they will be done. Not to neglect our fennel salad. What I did was add a little bit of arugula and baby spinach to this, just to give it a little bit of contrast to the sweet flavor of the sweet licoricey flavor of the fennel. The arugula is going to give it a nice bite. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of balsamic and oil. Why not repeat a little bit of the pepperoncini? Somebody's upset about something, clearly. The mailman don't work this late. Okay, so a little bit of the crushed red pepper. Hey, come on, man. You're working over here. Remember the fennel fronds that I was telling you about earlier? And you can use everything on, you know, a lot of vegetables. You can use all parts. So I'm just gonna, oh look, some of the shallot was still stuck to the knife. I haven't used the knife since I diced the shallot. So I'm gonna give the fennel frond a little chop. And this has a little bit different flavor from the fennel, and it's gonna repeat the flavor a little bit. A little bit more green on it, a little bit more intense, and I'm just gonna give that a little sprinkle, another dimension, and then we don't wanna waste stuff. So if we can use it, why not use it? Our little pieces of shallot that we just found, discovered on the knife, and finish off with that frond. Yeah. So our salad is done. Our shrimp is done cooking. I just removed it from the heat. And it's about to be dinner time.